Are rights in Florida facing a perilous setback? Join us as we dissect the recent seismic shift in the state abortion law. Well, welcome to another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. The Florida Supreme Court's recent ruling overturned uh, decades of abortion rights. Despite the state's constitutional privacy protection, the decision reflects a shift in judicial ideology and poses challenges for women's health care. The court's approval of a restrictive abortion amendment on the ballot adds fuel to the fire. What say you, David?
Whoa. So, okay, this has been a topic that we cannot avoid, ladies and gentlemen, listeners and viewers alike. Abortion is going to be, and I'm embracing it, the number one issue on the ballot in November here in Florida. And it's going to be an issue nationally, especially what happened here in Florida on April the 1st, and just recently, April 10th in Arizona, and what's happening in Ohio, and here and there, Wisconsin, Michigan. Oh, it's unbelievable. And I don't like one issue campaigns. I really don't. And I wish that the conversation would be broader, especially in the abortion issue. Again, the privacy provision that was the basis for the decision to uphold the 15-week ban here in Florida, thus triggering the 6-week ban here in Florida. That provision, that clause, was the basis to say, hey, there really isn't a right to privacy of the individual when it comes to abortion. And I think we have a lot more court cases ahead of us, a lot more decisions ahead of us, a lot more protesting, more laws. This is crazy, Joel.
Well, 51 constitutions, and one is in the federal government. So Florida has to really take a look, and Floridians should really take a look at our Constitution. What's in it? What are we putting in it, and why are we putting it in there? Because that's how these decisions are made. Now, each law that we make in the legislature, and we're going to have quite a few legislators talking to us, and these are questions we may bring up. But I want to see what we're doing, because I'm this 15-week I have no problem with. The 6-week I still wonder about a little bit. I mean, listen, I am pro-choice in the fact that choice starts at the beginning of life. That's the choices you make before you get pregnant are more important than the choices after. I think the choices after are to make sure that the baby is healthy, and the fetus is healthy and it grows into a full adult, and that you take care of it. But that's me, right? That's my position. I'm really against the government getting involved in a lot of this stuff, but it is the law is now been given back to the states, and the states need to look at it. And 15 weeks, 6 weeks. Look, our legislature is conservative. If you continue to stay conservative, then this is something that will not, will be continuously going down that road to protection.
Right. And Justice Francis Renata, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, her first name correctly, Justice Francis dissent that her dissent to the abortion amendment initiative. She mentioned this, which is very curious. The exercise of a right to an abortion literally results in a devastating infringement on the right of another person, the right to live. And so the Florida Constitution recognizes that life is a basic right for all natural persons. Therefore, in essence, recognizing the unborn's competing right to life and the state's moral duty to protect that life. I think we are now opening up an avenue for a fetus having the right to personhood under the law. There's so many different angles to this, and it's unfortunate that this is dominating the political discourse. Again, I believe there does need to be clarification, but with this particular topic, Joel, I don't know if we'll ever get there.
No, I mean, this is not something that, I mean, even Republicans have issue with how, excuse me, with how conservative they are on this issue. I mean, is it, is a fetus life, or is it when it first has a heartbeat? You know, the heartbeat bill gets a lot of support with conservatives because at least it's not going to the very beginning of life. So, again, David, if we can't agree in our own party, how can we agree as a state? So it's going to continue in the legal battles. So, again, this election, down ballot elections are the most important thing. If you believe in the right to privacy, to the right to choice, if you're pro-life, look, you need to get to the polls. You need to vote down ballot. You need to make sure that you're voting for our Constitution before you vote for the federal Constitution. Your congressman's going to be your congressman. Your president's going to be your president. So, look, if you don't pick those down ballot elections, those affect you immediately. As Amy Pettick said on one of our shows, you know, they're one of the largest taxing authorities. The school board's one of the largest taxing authorities you have, but you
Right.
don't give a snot about voting for it, and yet they can tax you even though you don't have children in school. That's my final say. Look, vote, vote, vote.
I just want to say that for the Democrats and their allies in this particular issue, we need to broaden the conversation. If you want to bring more people, especially those independents or those who consider themselves independents when they vote, when you broaden the conversation to the privacy issue, the privacy of the individual issue, I believe you'll bring in more people to your point of view in this particular issue. Again, this issue for me is about privacy. I harp on this. However, Joel, you said something very, very interesting in a previous podcast related to this, and it boils down to individual responsibility, and that responsibility having consequences, regardless of if you classify those consequences good or bad or whatever. We need to bring it back, this conversation to having the responsibility for our actions, and being more conscious that our decision making has some very serious consequences. And now that we have a 6-week ban that will be in place sometime in May 2024, we're going to have to make some wise decisions, which we should do every day. However, the times are changing, and making the decision in 2024 is much different than it was in 1989. And so my final word is, again, the privacy issue is something that I'm very concerned about. Would love for any of our friends out there, any member of our community who is following this, who it may be a constitutional attorney or study constitutional law, we'll love to have you. Hey, we'll be reaching out to some of the professors there at UCF in the
Yes,
political
absolutely.
science department to bring them on to our show and kind of help decipher this. But Joel, we have a long way ahead of us.
Well, I agree. And again, like I appreciate you bringing that up. Choice begins. I'm pro-choice. Choice begins at the very beginning, when you choose who you sleep with, when you sleep with them, or if you're going to sleep with them at all, or if you're going to take the protection and the caution, take the precautions. I thank you for bringing that up because that's where I am. So, um, look, like, share, be part of our conversation. It's very important to us.
Yes.
Bring your facts, not your feelings, because we don't care about your feelings because we want to have a
Yeah.
debate on the substance of of the topic. So, anything else you have, David? I think we
That's
are running out of time on this one.
Yes, that's all I have. I want to thank everyone. Again, your support makes us better. We love to hear what you have to say. We really do. Like Joel said, facts, not feelings. So we appreciate it. This is You Can't Make This Shit Up.